Hello, Dev here. Just want to give a quick walkthrough of how the Reflex voting and betting portal works. I think everybody is probably a little confused sometimes when they see a site ask you to connect to MetaMask. They think, okay, well, is this secure? Is it safe? What is it allowing it to do? And I just wanted to answer that for you, as well as provide just a walkthrough of how the interface actually works. So if we refresh the page, you'll see right off the bat, it's going to ask me to sign into MetaMask. So I'm going to sign with this wallet here. And you can see this is what it allows the site to do. See your address, balance, activity, and suggest transactions to approve. It is a read-only relationship. The only thing you are allowing it to do is know what your wallet address is, see your BNB balance, see your token balances, just like you would see on BSC scan. There is absolutely nothing in enabling that would allow it to take anything from your wallet. So just want everybody to understand that. So what you can actually see from the interface here is, so here's the BNB that's currently in my wallet. You see I also have the option to swap my Reflex for shards, and these are the amounts of Reflex that I have. So right now we are actually in the betting period. So why don't I bet on an option? So if I go and let's say I want to deposit 0.1 BNB. So I'm going to give it 0.1 BNB. And the transaction will process there. And what you're going to see is that once this is done, I may have to just refresh the page just so this pops up. But we can see in transaction logs, pending, And once that's done, you'll see that we have a new section open up underneath choices. So let's just refresh the page. Here we go. So right above it, you see now we have the option to withdraw the BNB that we have in our balance, 0.1. And underneath choices, we now have this new option here to place a bet. So here we can see the time left that is currently in the betting period, as well as the list of choices. So let's say, let's not be too biased. Let's just say we want to bet on BUSD, right? So I think BUSD is going to win the vote. So I'm going to say, I'm not going to put like the whole balance. I'm going to say 0.01. So I'm going to place my bet. Once again, wait for the blockchain to do its thing. And once that's done, you'll see that our balance goes to 0.09, and this will change to show that we have 0.01 bets on it. There it is, and this happens without us even having to refresh. So there you can go, the balance 0.09, our bets 0.01, and the total bets, so the overall amount that people have bet on this option is now 0.06 because other people have bet 0.05 on it. So now let's say right now we're only in the betting period. We're not in the voting period, so we're not going to be able to actually vote on these options. But let me just show you what you would do if you did want to vote on an option. So right now I don't have any shards in this wallet or in the balance of the contract, and shards are what we use to vote. So in order to get shards, we actually have to trade Reflex for the shards. And it's a one-to-one relationship. So as you can see, I have 1.88 million Reflex currently in my wallet. So what I have to do first is approve the contract to actually get transferred the Reflex. That's a part of it. So once that approval goes through, we will be able to, you'll see a form will pop up, and we'll actually be able to trade the Reflex for shards. So, okay, approve max. Once again, we'll just refresh here. So there you go. So Reflex amount. So let's say I want to get, let's say I want 80,000 shards, right? So let's do that. So let's get 80,000 shards. We're going to swap that, comes up. So, and something I don't think I mentioned while waiting for this, this field up here is to submit a token, which is actually pretty cool. So you see the choices that we have down here, these are all community curated, and you have the option, as a holder, really as anybody, just from connecting to the website, you just submit a token address for a token that you think should be on the vote and submit it. And I will go through the submissions, and if I see, oh, this one should be added to the vote, it's a good option, I actually have a function that I call that says, okay, reward that person with a pretty nice shards reward. I think right now it's, I think it's 30,000. It may actually be 300,000. I got to check again, but it's a good amount of shards. So you get shards for free for having participated, rather than having to trade in any Reflex for them. So, all right, so again, let's just refresh. And so we refresh, and we can see now there's a new section to withdraw shards. You can see our Reflex balance is now 1.8 million because it has subtracted the 80,000, converted them to shards, which we now have here. So if we want to withdraw those and put them back in our wallet for any reason, we can do that. I wouldn't recommend it because right now shards are only being used for the voting, but in the future we will have additional applications which you can use the shards for. which will be exciting. But at the current point in time, it's good to just leave them in here. So yeah, so again, betting is the only thing that's open right now, so it still is just going to say place bet. Maybe I can update this video and show you guys how it works when a voting is in progress, but I will say it is pretty much the exact same thing as what you just saw from the betting. You deposit an amount, you have the balance available to you, and then when you have that balance, you're able to select from an option and say how much you want to put towards it. The only difference between betting and voting is that during the voting period, it will be the shards that you're pledging, not BNB. And I also just want to cover, so everybody understands, how this process really works. You bet on an option, and if that option wins, it's like betting on anything with choices, right? You're going to win a payout relative to how much you bet on that option, relative to how much other people bet in the losing options. Now, in contrast, when you vote on an option, the way that it works is that you, for the winning option, all the shards that were used to vote on it actually get burned by the contract. So people don't get those back. And the reason for this is to discourage whales from manipulating the vote in a way where they're just, they have a ton of shards, they put all them on the option they want to win, they win, they do it again next time, and they win their bet and everything too. In doing this, the buying power of whales is diminished because, in order to get more shards on the winning option, you're going to have to trade in more Reflex. And that, of course, keeps our ecosystem going. It's a great thing for our holders overall. And I think it discourages like that whale manipulation. So there's an upside, you win the one you want to win, you win that betting amount of BNB if you bet on it. And if you did, you voted on an option that ended up not being the winner, you get all those shards back to use for another time. So yeah. And by the way, you can bet as much as you want on however many options you want. You can spread, across different ones. Totally viable. So yeah, that is the portal. Again, I just want to emphasize it is very safe. It is secure. Anything that it wants to do with your BNB, your Reflex, anything, it needs your approval on MetaMask before committing to anything. It is the exact same as if you were buying and selling coins on PooCoin or PancakeSwap. Exact same thing. So yeah, hopefully this helps you guys to understand just how this portal works, and you can go ahead and check it out for yourself. All right, thanks.